Shout out to G-Man Boxing.
Showcase. That's exactly what this was. This was a showcase of Canelo. Canelo Alvarez, Avni Yildirim. Canelo stops him in 3 rounds. Corner retired him after the 3rd round. He was taking a beating in there. Let's make no mistake about that. This was Avni Yildirim's first fight in 2 years. Alright? He was Canelo's mandatory. Right? He's no longer mandatory now after that. Canelo had to get this fight out of the way. We obviously know now we're getting Billy Joe versus Canelo in May, which is great. I'll touch on that more in a separate video. I mean, that goes without saying. We know about that fight, but I'll touch on that separately. My thoughts on this fight, like I just got finished watching it there, like it's a little after 4 here in Ireland. I thought it'd be on later. Yeah, it was what it was. This was a showcase of Canelo. Against someone like Avni Yildirim. Avni Yildirim reminds me in the nicest way as of a poor man's Arthur Abraham. Alright? A very big, very basic, very basic defense where he just has his hands up high, kind of lets you tee off on him. It just, against someone like Canelo, who likes that style, who's very good in the front foot, too. One of the criticisms people had about him early on in his career was that he hated having to go look for an opponent. Well, Avni Yildirim did a great impression of a human heavy bag in there. He landed 1 punch of any significance on Canelo in 3 rounds, which was a left hook near the end of the 3rd round after Canelo was trying to finish him. He caught Canelo coming in, but it wasn't that major. It was just a little kind of flash. It was kind of a glancing shot. That was the only real shot I saw him land on Canelo. Other than that, Canelo was teeing up the head and body. He was obviously watching what Eubank Jr. did. I was throwing hooks or uppercuts, loads of uppercuts, because Avni Yildirim is so susceptible to the uppercut, it's not even funny. The way he just comes in with squared shoulders, straight lines, no real head movement at all, wide open to the uppercut, wide open to it. It's actually a straight right hand that put him down in this fight. One of the things the commentary team noted is that his guard is so high. Well, his guard is so high, he's got no defense against body shots, and Canelo Alvarez was ripping to the body. I'm surprised he didn't go down sooner, to be honest with you, from the body shots. But as well as that, when Canelo throws the straight hands, or the straight shots, his hands are up so high that his peripheral vision is actually blocked. So when Canelo Alvarez was throwing like the 1-2 that knocked Avni Yildirim down, he couldn't really see it coming. He could only see like kind of a glancing shot coming at him, and then it was like boom. So there was that. There's a lot of things. This was really a showcase for Canelo. Against someone like this, Canelo always looks good these days. He really is, in my opinion, he's number 1 pound for pound. So, but this was kind of a showcase of what he can do, when he's switched up the head and body, combination punching, movement. Yildirim just looked like a basic kind of fighter in there against a supreme fighter in there, even to just the way they were, even when they weren't exchanging, just everything, the movement of Canelo was just, Canelo just looked £1,000,000 in there. He really did. Yildirim's corner, Joe Diaz, pulled him out after the 3rd round. They were actually going to let him go. They were going to let him go into the 4th. But I guess they just figured, what's the point in letting our fighter take a bit of a beat and take a beating any more than he needs to, because he's landed no real shots in this fight. He's getting absolutely hit from left, right. So Canelo found it harder to miss Yildirim than he did anything else. So they stopped the fight, correctly so. They got their payday, they got everything. There's no need for your fighter to go in there and take a Hail Mary beating if he doesn't have to, especially if he's not going to win the fight. If he's not even game, if he's not even landing on it, what's the point? I said that I actually used different words. That was on a live stream, right? People know what I was talking about, But I gave him as much of a chance of winning this fight as I did of doing something else. There was I couldn't see this fight any other way. 2 to 3 rounds I predicted, and that's exactly what we got. We got an announcement that Billy Joe Saunders will now unify with Canelo, so it'll be his WBO versus Canelo's, his WBA, WBC, Ring Magazine, Super Middleweight World Champion. So this is a unification. It's coming up in May. I'm going to touch on it in a separate video. I'll talk about it in a separate video, but for now this is about Yildirim Canelo. Yeah, one-sided. We all expected it. Easy work for Canelo at the end of the day. Onwards to Billy Joe Saunders. I'm looking forward to that, lads. Call it quits here, nice and short and sweet, just like the fight was. Smash the like button if you could. All right, it is late enough, I haven't got much sleep. Smash the like button if you could. Subscribe, of course, if you're new. #GMansRocks, all that good stuff, lads. I'll talk to you. Peace.